Hey YouTube, this is David Taylor with Booger Bears Barbecue, back with part 2 of the journey to the Watermelon Festival. Today we're going to be working on some sides. It's an ancillary turn-in for the ancillary program that they have in Water Valley. We're going to do some twice baked potatoes and take you through it and show you how it's done. We are going to cook a steak to go with it. You can't eat potatoes by itself, so we're going to do a little steak prepping and cooking, and we're going to take you through that with us too, so stay with us. We'll be right back as soon as we get these potatoes wrapped and on the smoker. Alright, so we've had our potatoes on the smoker for about an hour and 15 minutes. They're done. What I got here is a USDA choice porterhouse steak. I'm going to season it up and let it rest and let it come up to ambient temperature. Cut these potatoes up and get ready for that. Twice baked potato. So what I'm going to use today is some Suckle Busters SPG, salt, pepper, and garlic. And I'm just going to put a light coat on it. Kind of pat it in a little bit. And make sure we get all sides on there. And then I'm going to come back with some Killer Hog's Texas brisket rub. Now he makes the steak rub, but I like the brisket rub a little bit better because it's more coarse. I'm just going to put that down. Get it seasoned well. If you hear any noise in the background, we're having a little family get together out here for the 4th of July. It's the 2nd of July, but a lot of people has plans on the 4th, so what we're going to do is have ours on the 2nd. That way we can all get together and have a good time. And I know what you're thinking. You ain't got but one steak, Dave. That's fine. I'm not going to feed everybody potty meat sandwiches. I got about a 10-pound brisket on the smoker and some burgers going, and this steak and these potatoes, so should be pretty good. And we're going to set this over to the side and let it come up to room temp and let it rest for a little while we get our potatoes ready. And I don't want to really mash these potatoes. I want to just kind of slice them up and cube them. And this part's going to take a little while, so I'm going to get all these potatoes cut up and get them back in the pan. And then we'll come back and show you how we're going to prep them before we put them back on the smoker. We got our potatoes kind of cubed up. You can see we didn't really mash them. And I'm going to put a stick of butter in here. And I'm going to use 1 bottle of the Parmesan Ranch Olive Garden. And I'm going to use the whole bottle on it. Just like that. And I'm gonna mix this all together and hold on a minute. Let me get this because I forgot these. We don't want to forget these. We'll put that all in there real good like that. And I'm gonna mix this up, and when we come back, we'll top it with some cheese and put it back on the smoker. We'll be right back with you in just a minute. Alright, so I got a little distracted a while ago, but what I did was I got my potatoes in there, and I got a 10-pound bag of potatoes. And I put a bottle of Olive Garden's Parmesan Ranch dressing in there, 2 packs of bacon bits, and 1 pack of whatever cheese you want to use. And I use mild cheddar because that's the one I like. And all I'm going to do is take this and throw it right back on the smoker and let it smoke for a little while. Like I said before, we got about a 10-pound brisket up here on the offset smoking, so if you want to see us cook a brisket and see how we do that, comment below. Let us know what you want us to cook next time. Once we get through with this watermelon tournament and see how we do there, we might throw a brisket on and show you how we do it. Alright, so our steak has came up to room temperature now. It's been sitting there resting for a little while. We're about to get it on the grill. We got our char griller 980 here. The temp on it is about 550 degrees right now, so What we're gonna do is sear the steak on a searing plate that I got right there, some grill grates, and get some good char marks on it. Now we're gonna cook it for about 2 minutes on each side and try to get the internal temperature right around 125, 128, somewhere in there. That's about where I like my steaks at. So we're gonna leave it right there for about a minute, and we'll come back and flip it, and I'll show you how I turn it to get those grill marks on it. Alright, so it's been about 2 minutes on this porterhouse steak. We're going to flip it over and sear the other side of it. And going to leave it on the other side for about a minute, and then we're going to turn it again and leave it on there for another minute for a total cook time of about 4 minutes. Then we're going to let it rest for a little while and come up to the temp that we need. I want to get it off about 128, but I think when it gets through resting, it'll be about 135, which is where I like my steaks at. Alright, so we got the final product here. Twice baked potatoes. We got a steak here. We're going to test it out. Got my buddy Tyler. Some of these competitions that we go to, when you're trying to cook several different categories, you need some help. Tyler's going to step in and help me do a lot of the ancillary categories. He's actually going to do
Taster's Choice, everything watermelon, and sauce.
So hopefully we can take home a lot of trophies with the 3 or 4 categories that I'm doing and the 3 or 4 that he's doing. So, but he's here to help me taste this stuff and see if he approves of it. Let's see what we got. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of it out and put it right here on this cutting board.
Got nice big chunks in there.
Make sure we got some cheese on there. A little bit of onions on there. Man, we gotta have some steak.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have some steak.
Man, look how juicy that thing looks. Nice grill lines.
Should be able to cut it, and it should just cut right through. Just like that. You look at that thing, it's got a good color to it.
Oh, juice coming out of it.
I'm gonna have to try a piece of this. I don't know about you.
Yeah, for sure. You can't have a piece looking
See
like this and not try it.
Yeah. That's fit to eat.
Oh yeah. Nice and soft. Nice peppery.
I thought I had you a fork there for a minute.
I think it dropped.
I think it did too.
It's alright. You can grab a finger.
I'll grab you a finger full of those potatoes and we'll see what they taste like.
Make sure we got some cheese and onion.
Yeah, we gotta get all that. I might as well get my fingers dirty too.
Oh, ain't nothing better than that. That's good stuff.
I think we
Nice
turned out
grilled
pretty
flavor.
good.
Yeah. Nice grilled flavor. Nice soft, big chunks of potato. It's not like mushy.
I gotta have another little piece of that steak.
Oh yeah, that was cooked good.
Try you another bite of that, Tom.
Yeah, look at that. That's soft.
So, we got a couple more weeks before the watermelon festival. Me and Tyler's gonna go up there and cook it up and see if we can whoop some butts while we're up there.
All pun intended.
So, next weekend we're gonna bring you practice on a pork shoulder, and we'll show you how we do that. We get that seasoned up. We hope to see you then. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button, like our channel. Thank you. We'll see you next time.